Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Profit Gaming 77, and we're back with a really exciting video. And this video is going to be about the most anticipated games of 2025. So I'm really excited for this video because there's some games I'm super hyped about. I'm sure there's some games that you guys are super hyped about, and you know, as I'm looking at the end of this year, I see how many exciting games that we were able to experience. And I'm realizing that next year could be a very crucial year for gaming because depending on how good the games are, it could be shaping up to be one of the best years of gaming, but it all depends on the developers and how they decide to approach their games and how they decide to develop their games and whether or not people are going to love the games or not. But man, I'm very excited because I have high hopes for the games that are coming out for next year. And man, I just want to give you guys a list of my most anticipated games of the year. And if you guys watch this video, comment down below and let me know what your most anticipated games of the year are. So no list is wrong. I'm not gonna name any of these games in any particular order. Also, I want you to be aware that I'm not too, I don't know too much about most of these games on this list. Other than that, they look really amazing, and I'm very intrigued by most of these games, and I'm super excited. So I'm not going to go too in depth with each game. I'm just going to give you a little bit of what I think is going to be included in each of these games, and just show you what games I'm most excited about. So let's get right into it, man. I'm going to start with the first game on this list. So let's get right into it. All right, guys. The number one game on my list that I'm sure everybody is super excited about, this goes without saying, is Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, the reason why I'm so excited about this is because I've been a fan of GTA since GTA 3, and currently I'm playing Grand Theft Auto 5 on my channel, and I'm just like, man, this game is so amazing. You know, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013, and it still holds up so well. Yeah, it may not be up there graphically, it may be out of date, but still the gameplay is so fun. Just to be able to explore the open world. And I hope that it's more of the same, but not just that, but I also hope that they improve upon GTA 5. And, you know, the side missions are all fun. It has to be a really good, compelling story. I hope the story is fun. It looks like there's gonna be two playable characters in the game. I'm not sure the names just yet. I think one of them is Lucia, I think, but maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. And there's another guy. Looks like it's her boyfriend, and it looks like it's gonna be like a Bonnie and Clyde story. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited to see what direction they take the story in. And you know, one major complaint that I have with GTA 5 that I hope they fix in Grand Theft Auto 5 that they fix in 6 is flying airplanes. I'm like, this is so difficult. It's so needlessly difficult that I hope that they fix that. So that's my biggest gripe with Grand Theft Auto in general, but I hope they fix the aerodynamics, is that what you call it? So I'm super excited anyway, and I know the whole world is excited, and everyone is planning to release their game around Grand Theft Auto 6 because they don't want to be overshadowed by this massive release. Everybody is super excited about this thing, and once this game releases, the whole world is going to shut down. Let me tell you something. On the day that game drops, there's going to be so many call-ins from different workplaces that it's going to be like, what's going on here? So yeah, I just want to tell everybody, prepare for Grand Theft Auto 6 because once that drops, I don't care what you're playing, you're gonna have to stop playing that to play Grand Theft Auto 6. That's how big this game is. So that's number one on the list. So let's look and see what the next game that's coming out next year that I'm super excited about. All right, guys, the next game on my list is Ghost of Yotei. So this is a spin-off of Ghost of Tsushima. Now, I'm super excited about this because Ghost of Tsushima is probably one of my favorite games of all time. Man, that game was flawless. It was perfect from the gameplay. The side missions were super fun, as I mentioned in my previous video about my top 10 next-gen games. And man, it's just like you can change your outfits. You have the skill tree. You have different stances. man, the game never got boring for me, and I hope that they don't drop the ball with Ghost of Yotei. I hope that they improve upon what was already a great game with Ghost of Tsushima. Now, people were disappointed because, you know, they could have continued the story of Jin Sakai, and people wanted to know, okay, what happens with Jin Sakai? What happens with, you know, him being disbanded from the samurai clan or whatever, and they just wanted to know what happened with Jin Sakai. So there was a lot of unanswered questions. But I'm keeping an open mind about this new character, this new story that they're putting forth for us. There was a lot of like political correctness about the character being a female and what her sexual identity was. I'm not really into that. The most important thing for me is the story going to be good? Is the gameplay going to be good? If not better than Ghost of Tsushima? I hope they improve upon Ghost of Tsushima, where Ghost of Tsushima lacked, which is very hard to identify because the game was, for me, was flawless. So I hope that they really deliver an excellent game that fans can appreciate and love, to continue this already amazing series, Ghost of Tsushima. So I'm excited about that game, and let's see what's next on the list. That's 2, so we're gonna go on to 3 and see what the next most anticipated game of 2025 is. All right, guys, the next game on my list of most anticipated games is 1943 Rise of Hydra. So this is basically a story involving Captain America and Black Panther. And we know that ever since Infinity War and the whole Marvel Universe thing, they've been releasing these spin-off games based on the Marvel Universe. And one of the games early on 2024 that they kind of teased and hinted at was a Marvel Universe type game, which involves Captain America and Black Panther. These guys are both super soldiers. So it'll be very interesting to see what direction they take this. What I want to see with this is I want to be able to play as either Black Panther or Captain America. I think that would be really cool. And the only thing I really want to see is a compelling story. And I think they'll do that. I think they'll deliver a very compelling story. And I have high hopes that they're going to deliver amazing gameplay mechanics. We've already seen some of the graphics, but we haven't yet seen the gameplay. So they haven't released anything on that yet. I'm thinking that we're going to get this game further on down the line next year. So I'm really hoping for that. I'm really waiting patiently for that because I definitely want to see more of what this game is so I can better decide if it's going to be a good game or not. I think seeing the gameplay really will determine what type of game we're going to get. I don't know too much about the game. They haven't really released much information about it, but I know I'm super stoked for it based on what they've already revealed. And I know you guys are super excited about that as well. So that's the game that I'm anticipating for next year. So let's move on to the next game and let's see what other games I'm excited about. All right, guys, the next game on my list for most anticipated games for next year is Metal Gear Solid Delta. Now, it should come as no surprise to you guys that I'm a huge fan of Hideo Kojima. I got a few games on my channel, Metal Gear Solid 2, and I just started playing Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater in preparation for Metal Gear Solid Delta. And let me tell you, for most people, Metal Gear Solid 3 is probably their favorite Metal Gear Solid game, if not their favorite Hideo Kojima game. And I'm super excited because I love the Metal Gear Solid series. And I hope that not only do they stay faithful to the original, but they also improve upon the greatness of Metal Gear Solid 3. You know, they can only go up from the Metal Gear Solid 3 series because, you know, when you play the game, it was innovative. It was so ahead of its time. You had to hunt for your own food. You had to do all these different things, you know, to survive. And it's an amazing game. The boss fights were incredible, and I hope that they just improve upon that. You know, there's so many areas where they can improve. I know they can improve on the graphics. They can definitely improve on the gameplay mechanics and make it a lot simpler for those who are new to the series. This can definitely be like an introduction to the whole Metal Gear Solid series for those who are not familiar with it, to get them into the whole Metal Gear Solid franchise. So this could definitely have the potential to be an amazing remake of the original Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, which is already a classic. So that's one of the games I'm highly anticipated for. So let's see what the next game on this list of most anticipated games for next year is. All right, guys, the next game on my list for most anticipated games for next year is Mafia Old Country. Now, I've never played the Mafia series, but a few people that I know that I've subscribed to that are playing this, that have played the series, I believe Lions Games. Go check him out. He has, I think, all 3 games on his channel. And those games look very intriguing. They look very amazing. They look similar to Grand Theft Auto, except it's based on a different time period, a time when the Mafia, you know, were in New York and they were pretty much controlling everything. And so the reason why I'm excited for this game is because it's taking a totally different turn. It's kind of bringing you back to when the Mafia actually started, I guess you could say. So this takes place in like Italy, and you start off as this young kid who's like a mining worker, and you get introduced to the family, and you start to get involved in crime and get involved in the Mafia. And from what they've shown, it looks super intriguing. It looks super interesting, and I'm just curious as to where they're gonna take this game. So I'm super excited about it because I love Grand Theft Auto. I like the whole open world thing. I'm not sure how they're gonna approach this whole open world thing. I'm not sure if it's gonna be open world or linear, or if it's gonna be a mix of both. I've been hearing different things. I've been hearing that it's gonna be open world. I've been hearing that it's gonna be semi-open world, but it's gonna be linear. Personally, for me, I kind of like linear games because it stays a little bit more focused, especially knowing that there's going to be so many games coming out and there's going to be so many games vying for your attention. So it's really good to have a mix of like open world and linear games, because it's like, we don't have time to play all the games that they have out there and that are coming out. So it's like I want a game that's linear, that doesn't overstay its welcome, and that it just keeps you focused on the story. And if you decide to, you can go off on these side missions. So I feel like Mafia: The Old Country is going to be that, and I'm super excited for it. I know it's going to be a great story because from what I've heard from fans, the whole Mafia series has some really great storytelling. So I'm definitely excited for that, and I'm excited to see where they take this game. So that's one of the games I'm super excited about for next year because it looks fantastic. It looks amazing, and it's like a different direction from what we're used to with the Mafia series. So, and I know a lot of you guys are excited about that. I know Lions Games is excited about that because he's played the whole entire series so far. So that game's coming out next year, so you guys stay tuned for that, and let's see what's next on the list of games coming out for next year that we're excited about. All right, guys, the next game on my list of most anticipated games for next year is Onimusha. Now, I don't know too much about Onimusha. The only thing I know is that it was a classic game. It's actually a trilogy that was released originally on the PS2. And from what I remember from seeing the gameplay, it looked amazing. It was one of the more popular samurai games that was on the PS2. And this game is important because during the PS2 era, this game basically held the title and held the throne of one of the best samurai games. And we know with games like Ghost of Tsushima, with games like, what's the other game, the samurai game? Rise of the Ronin, and the other Assassin's Creed samurai game that's coming out next year. This has the potential to reclaim the throne and reclaim the crown as one of the best samurai games. We know that the trilogy was amazing. We know that the gameplay for Onimusha was amazing. It was unique. It was a unique take on, the whole samurai world. And that's why this is a very important game that they've introduced that's coming out next year, because it can definitely give you a different perspective and a different take on the whole samurai genre. And so I'm super excited about it because I've heard that the Onimusha series is amazing. It's one of the best samurai games out there. But for me right now, my favorite, as I've said before, is Ghost of Tsushima. But this has the potential to take the crown and win my heart over as one of the best samurai games. So let's see where they take this game. I'm excited to see where they take it. I'm excited to see the gameplay because we don't know too much about it yet. It was kind of revealed during the Game Awards. So I'm excited to see more. I want to see what they do with it. I want to know, is this going to be a remake? Is this going to be a new installment in the series? Let's see. So again, man, I'm super excited for this game. I know a lot of you guys who have played the Onimusha series and are fans of the series are excited about this as well. It was a very surprising reveal for all of us, and I'm excited to see what they do with this. So let's move on and let's see what the next game on this list is. All right, guys, the final game and my most anticipated game of the year is Death Stranding 2. Man, as I've said before, man, Death Stranding is an amazing game by Hideo Kojima. And the first Death Stranding was just like, you know how this is how you know a game is good. When after you play the game, you want to play it again. Like, as I'm playing these other games on my channel, I have a longing in my heart to go back and just play the game because that's how fun it was. Traversal in the game was so fun. And it was a unique game. Like, you know, a lot of the games we're playing now, this is definitely a breath of fresh air from some of the games that they've released over the years. It's like, it's unique. It's so different. You know, it's unlike any of the games I've ever played. And it's just fun. So it's a great story. It may be a little complex at first, but once you get the grasp of the story, it's just, you just see the genius behind Hideo Kojima's direction with the story. And it's just like, man, how does he come up with this stuff? You know what I mean? So this is my most anticipated game of next year. I'm sorry, let me make a correction. This is not the final game on the list, but this is one of my most anticipated games of next year. It's Death Stranding, and I'm just super excited about that. And I hope they release that. Release that early, man. You know, I like to have my dessert first, so I hope they release that soon. It looks super intriguing. We've seen some of the cinematics of the game, and it just looks like a movie. And we know Hideo Kojima has he's a big fan of cinema, which I appreciate because he incorporates that into his games, and it's just like playing his games is like playing a movie. And so I'm just excited, man. We see some new characters in the game that I'm excited to see their character arcs on. And I want to see Sam's character arc. I want to see what's her name? It's not Bridges. It's it'll come back to me. But you know the character I'm talking about. His sidekick, the girl that he was working with in the original story. And I just want to see improvements on. I want to see more vehicles. You know, we've only had like the trucks and the motorcycles, but I want to see more vehicles. I want to see you know, more additions to the traversal. Like, I want to be able to like parachute off a mountain or something, like, you know, something crazy like that. You know, they've had plenty of ways to be creative with your traversal, but I want to see much more. I want to see more you know, set pieces in the game. You know, I feel like a lot of the set pieces in the game were pretty similar, which is fine, but I want to see more unique set pieces in Death Stranding. So those are the things I want to see. And this is one of the games I'm super excited about, if not most excited about. So that's one of the games I'm excited about. So let's move on and let's see what other games I'm excited about for 2025. All right, guys, the final game that I am super excited about is Borderlands 4. Now, the reason why I'm excited about this is because I played Borderlands 1 and 2 a few years back. And I have yet to play Borderlands 3, which, God's will, I'm going to play that next year. But I love, from what I can remember, I love the uniqueness that it brought to gamers. It looks like it's very animated, which I like, but it's also got like its little violent twist to it. And what I liked about Borderlands is the amount of guns that you were able to utilize. Like, it literally had thousands of different guns that you can use, and it showed you like each level that the guns had and how powerful the guns were. So that's what I'm most excited about, is being able to explore in the game and find new weapons. That is so fun to me. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm also super excited to see the story of Borderlands 4, what new story they're going to bring to the table. And, you know, just the new characters. And that's what I'm excited about. Just the story, the characters, and the guns, you know. and the different ways in which you can defeat your enemies and things like that. I know they're going to improve upon 3 and the first 2 games, which I'm super excited about, and I'm curious to see where they take this game. So these are the games, guys, that I'm most excited about for next year. Once again, man, let me know in the comment section which games you're most excited about on this list and which games are on your list for most anticipated games for next year. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as of this recording, it's New Year's Eve. So I just want to wish everybody a happy New Year's. And I just want to thank all of you guys for tuning in to my channel. And I want to thank all the new subscribers that have subscribed to this channel. I hope I'm bringing you some great content that you guys can enjoy. And until next time, guys, I will see you soon. Peace.